All right, it says I'm live. Just double checking. Let's make sure we can hear myself, and then we'll move on. Excellent connection. It says I'm live. All right, I hear myself. All good. All right, today is hi, Dave Knight here. From wherever I am in. It doesn't really matter what's going on. I got my PA account is below 50,000, and I went after my Lucid account and Apex account today. I was trading more contracts. Both of those obviously failed. I mean, they got locked out at the 550 mark. So I can't trade them anymore. So that's the Quant Guard protection, which obviously is good. So I locked myself out of 28 today because I kind of went on tilt, and so I was trading 2 contracts, and my last trade I went 2 and added 2, and then I made 4 obviously, and then I locked myself out of that account. It won that particular trade, and then I went after Lucid. The Lucid account, it's still got about $600 or $700 of drawdown, and this has got about 2,000, the 210. I'm trying to pass 210 before it's renewed. I'm not a huge fan right now of anything at this point in time, as it relates to Apex because of the max trailing drawdown that you experience. I like the end of day better. Here's the 5-minute chart today. But the only thing I want to add back, I took all the symbols off for the most part. The only thing that I kept, I got rid of my highway. Here's the November 21st low, I guess. Is it the low? I think that was a low that we went to. And then we had the October 10th low over here. Actually, you need to add some more days to be able to see the October 10th low. I got rid of all the lines. I just was tired of looking at everything. There's your high against your, this is actually an all-time high up here from October 30th. And this is the last swing low back on November 21st. That's the only thing I've left on the charts for now. And then I got all my EMAs up through here. Been working with the 5-minute chart this week. Was actually doing, I got my EA 210 up to 51,000 yesterday, and I had my Lucid account up to almost 51,000 before the drawdown started happening. The valuation account. So what I'm trying to do, and these are evaluations. 2 of these are evaluation accounts. That's an evaluation account, and this is an evaluation account. And obviously this can pay me money. So I was only trading 2 contracts for the most part today on that, and then the last trade was 4. So this is the one that I care about, obviously. Getting it to 54,000 before year end, I'd have to be extremely aggressive, and I really don't want to be. So I don't know what to say about that. Is that today's action? So I do want to add back one thing here. I want to add back the 15-minute range because I do like that. Fibonacci retracement on a horizontal line. I like to have it in yellow, so I just got to hunt for yellow. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I just bypassed it. There it is. Pretty big range on the 15-minute chart today. I don't have anything left to be able to trade since I've locked myself out of everything. So I like that, and then I'll add probably some. We'll leave that as is. There's nothing I can do with this anymore because I've locked myself out of all the accounts that I can trade. I locked out, and the other one I hit my conservative loss limit that I'm willing to lose in any given day. So 550. So that was 555 lost on Lucid today, and $511. Actually, it's more than that because you have the almost $600 lost on EA 210, and then I'm taking it easy on the PA. These are my two accounts. Still auto liquidate, peak balance. Still, I didn't get above that. I got to 50,200 and something this week. Yesterday I had a $400 loss, and I made back a little bit of it today. Kind of lost some discipline along the way, and I've been doing a lot of studying. I was doing good, but I still don't trust my signals. My first 3 trades today were break even, and the first 2 should have been 2p winners. So that kind of set me on edge to start with. I still don't trust myself, and that's my own fault. Yeah, I don't, right now, I mean, this bar, oh, it's 15 minutes. Let's go back to the 5-minute. So this bar here was a good short coming down. I had an opening. I didn't take the 935. I waited. I opened up with a short to start with off of this bar, and I didn't hold it long enough, but it would have hit 1p, and then I had a long from here, and that would have hit 2p. These both would have been a 2-to-1 risk to reward if I would have just left the damn things alone. And I was seeing the market really good to start with. I just didn't trust my signal after I got in. Even with 2 contracts, I mean, I was risking $100 and I'm moving to break even. I got to stop that. I got to allow the market a little bit of room to allow it to go to what I believe is the first profit target that it can run in any given day, or take that $100 loss. It gives me 5 separate trades. If it's $50 a pop today, that's what it was. Notice I was trading 6 trades. That's too many to be trading. But when I was trading the 2 trades beta right there, this is how I had set it up. This is a 3R stop at 95 based upon looking back 9 days. got to trust myself. At some point, I'm going to trust myself and allow. It allows me right now. If that's $50, 95 divided by 2, roughly, it's $100, right? $100 gives me 5 separate trades to be able to lose the 550 roughly. If I take good signals. So right here is the 3R stop. And notice that 3R and 2P are equal. 2P and 3R, so that's kind of how I set it up. So I know a 3R stop is that, and that's my 2P profit target with the 15% added to it. I believe those two can be run. Obviously, they're going to run one or the other, right? I do look at that occasionally, the 1P, 47. I'm trying it out at 3R versus 2P. If I'd move down to 2R, then I would look at 1P. That's kind of how I think about it. So, or 1.5P might be more along the lines of 63.63. So if you divide, I guess, 47.5 plus 94.9 divided by 2, 71. So that would be where I would think 1.5, 71, 72, risking 63. It's kind of my thought process. If I'd move to 2R, then make it a 1.5P target. So I get something out of the trade itself. So what I'm happy about is that my PA is still active. I don't know how many days it is, but I got it up to 50,200, and now I'm underwater the 50,000 mark. But I'm still well above max trailing drawdown there. Max trailing drawdown right now is 47,852. So I'm basically, what, $2,000 away from there. A little over 2,000. So it's good. I possibly could trade 3 contracts, micros, or 4, but 4, that'd be like a $200 loss right there, and I just don't want to take that. I like the idea of being able to accumulate wins on good signals. Staying away from lunch hour trading, which I was lunch hour trading on EA210 today, and I got caught in this shit right there. Actually, I got 1 to 130. I got caught in this. Tried to take a long here. I tried to take a short down here, and none of it worked out. So obviously, you're looking at a trading range. I am not a very good trading range trader in congestion area. I'm getting better, but I'm just not that. I have a hard time selling these tops, like right here. Looking at that and selling up here, because I'm a trend trader for the most part, and that's why I have a hard time. So you're looking at, here's a range right now that we're in, and the books I've read and the people that talk about, they until it breaks, they're selling the top and buying the bottom of a range. Now it's obviously going back to R1. I would assume that above pivot and above above the pivot point, trading below R1, both sides are on. You can go buy or sell. I don't know. I'm I'm just in a lot of world of hurt right now. Um, I'm defining my trading strategy and still doing it. Um, I've kept my Lucid. Today was the 20th trading day in the Lucid account. I got the Lucid high of that account is about close to 51,000, 50,800 and something. And I've had 3 trading losses in a row. So this bar print, so this is a what they call a bull bar, from what I've learned, and it's a good place to
Order
buy.
filled.
So let's just play around with this one right now. I would like to buy right here too.
Order submitted.
Watching the breakout of this bar. Where can we go? Well, look at that. The target, I think that 2P target is, I think I put in 2P for 12R target. So I believe it's 569. So that's 569 ticks away up there. So it's always
Order
easier
filled.
to do this when you're on sim. So this is your 3R stop based upon that entry point. I would think that ideally you don't want the market to get below there. And we're watching the 5-minute chart, and this might turn out to be a false breakout to the upside. So my limit order, which I don't like about NinjaTrader, is that trade put in, instead of adding it where I want it to, it put both of them right there. So I'm okay with the losses on the evaluation account. And if I wanted to get the Lucid account above 53,000 by 20 trading days. So I was being aggressive with it over the last few days. It doesn't renew, so it's a one-time buy. I don't know what the renewal fee for Lucid is. Let's look. If I do lose it, which is certainly possible right now. But I was doing pretty good with it for a while. No consistency, LucidFlex. No buffer, no daily loss limit. Our team is finalizing the launch. Will be back online shortly. See, it's much easier to hold something that you're not worried about in sim. I've got to get to the point where I'm okay with holding trades. Now this might be the top right there. think it's got more power than right there. That's got to break through this line up there. I don't know. I don't think anything. So Lucid trading is down right now. So it says it's in maintenance mode. Whatever the flex is, launch sale 40% off LucidFlex. Use code FLEX. I don't know what that means. I guess we're going to find out. Guess they've got a Discord going about it. All right, where do we not want to see the market get to? Pretty much right there. Honestly, I really don't want to see the market go back to break even. So we'll, since it went down and came back up, we really don't want to see it come back. This is what sucks about trading. I mean, if it's a true move, it should go up from here. I guess we could take a small loss and say we don't want it to get below that. But it's already been to the break point once right here. I believe the market could get to here if it wants to run. So right below that last area of resistance. See, I definitely see this line right here. It's taking too long to go now.
Stop filled.
And we're out. All that for 10 bucks. That's commission cost. That's like break-even trade, right? Now it's going to go to profit target, right? Because that's what it always does. So what that means to me is if I go to break even, that means I'm trading too big of size, correct? Or it took a while to get there, so you're thinking, well, this area right here was acting as resistance. Could easily come back down, run us on our stop, and then go up. I don't know. Everything is a crapshoot in trading. It's a matter of finding the right momentum and then allowing it to work in your favor. The other side of that is, I guess we see this now. Kind of how the market's shaping up right this second. Did not break above here. See how this 5 minute finishes. It's got a while to go here. It's only 1:41. It's got 4 more minutes before it finishes. So it looks like I was smart to get out at break even now, right? Ha ha ha. So here's the pivot point. There's R1. So when you're above pivot, longs are better than shorts. But going from R1 back to pivot is kind of what I thought the market was going to do earlier today. You think, you know, you try not to bring your bias to trading. Basically, it's been trading inside this 15-minute range since we went below it right here at 11 o'clock. And now it's almost, what, 1:45? I mean, 1:43. Does it want to flush down here? Does it want to hold on this line? Trend lines are put on charts so you can bust them. It's my humble opinion about trend lines. $144, still got a minute or less than a minute before this bar right here will form. I'm trying to be good about my taking entries, and I was when I first started today. It was good, and then I noticed that I went all the way to trade number 11, and I said frustration trade, sit on hands now. I added another series of contracts up to 113.52. after commissions. 400 bar EMA on 5-minute chart bounce to go long. It didn't go up, but is able to take away some profit on the trade. I have lost trade discipline now. Sit on hands. Do better on Monday with PA number 28. So what I care about the most, honestly, is PA number 28. This 5-minute bar closed in the middle of it, inside the middle of this range. I suppose if we were looking at something, we would look at selling down
Order
here.
submitted.
Not a great trade based upon all these trend lines all together, though. Could easily run you right back out of the trade as go down. The only thing we're thinking of right now is maybe it gets down to the line that we drew on the chart. It might be a little bit higher up to here. Give us a little bit of opportunity for it to run here. So it tried to break out this way, out of this little range, and it didn't want to go. This line here, some selling pressure stopping it. Now, does it want to go back down this way? And there's some value underneath here if it wants to come down. So the LucidFlex eval, $78 eval. Reset fee is 76.5. Account activation fee is free. No daily loss limit. No consistency in funded. Max size 4 mini or 40 micros. Consistency is 50%. No daily loss limit. End of day drawdown type. Max loss limit 2,000. Profit target 3,000. So this is what Lucid is offering right now. On their flex. Minimum days of profit 5 of 150. Payouts to live 6. So you can pull out 6 times before they put you in the live account. I hope they change that. I hope they allow prop firms. I mean, this is a good one. Tradeify, Take Profit Trader. They're all pretty good, obviously, right?
Order canceled.
Let's try again.
Order filled.
Inside a range, this is so difficult. Inside this bar here. Trying to catch off the 21 EMA right there. Didn't like that at all, did it? Went to the 100 bar EMA and bounced a little bit. Let's see what happens here. So we're only risking $100 though. Look at that entry right there. Boom, boom, doesn't like it, doesn't like it, doesn't like it. So that was probably a bad entry for me right there. Looking at this line, I should have drawn it across and stayed away from that. All right, I like the low cost here.
Order filled.
Right there at that 100 bar EMA. We're going to be aggressive with our stop.
Stop filled.
The reason I was aggressive with the stop there is that I believe I'm inside a trading range. So I wouldn't mind getting long above this. So we'll attempt it up here.
Order submitted.
We're looking for a breakout. One way or the other, we're going to try to catch this. Almost 155. It's 154 right now. There's the 155 bar. We're going to stand aside for
Order
now.
canceled.
Did not fill it in that 5 minutes. It did. It went down. All of them are like spaghetti lines is how you best put it, right? Everything is. The only one that's not inside this range right now is the 400 bar EMA and the 200 bar EMA. The rest of them are hiding out in here. Might want to wait for a big bar. I tried this bar right here. This is the bar that we tried, the 130 bar, and it didn't want to go. And we don't have, and this bar was their trading range. And we got this line here. Let's move that across. Very tight range right now. And it's a Friday. I do like this short opportunity better than the long right now.
Order filled.
See what happens if it bounces down here. Kind of want to have our stop above that area for now. Actually, it just gets above this area right here. We don't want in. So I'm looking for the market to break down here. At least test down here. Flush down here would be possible. That's what I'm thinking. Probably might be able to get that 400 bar EMA line right there. Flush would take it underneath all this though. One, two, three, 4 red bars here on the 5 minute. So I think there's some downward pressure, maybe. At least to get to this line here, right? get to break even, maybe. Taking too long.
Stop filled.
One, two, three, four times hitting this line here. So what do we have? We have this and this and that. Is an ascending wedge. I get bored with trading ranges. That's probably why I lose money inside of them. Because I'm not a real good trading range or congestion trader. And you look back, and we've been in roughly congestion since what, 11:15. We had the nice move up, we had a nice move down. It went about 75% of the way to here, which you can see that being reflected by just doing a little bit of this, right? See where that line is right there. So Fibonacci's. So it's about what, 75% down roughly, maybe a little bit more, 23%. So it's greater than 75% down, closer to 80% retracement, with 20% left. It's where it makes it tough to figure out which way the market wants to go, up or down from here. You would think the market would like to come down based upon how far it retraced. The other side of this is we have this big move up, this move down, and then we have this, just seeing it now really. This is telling me that the odds of the market coming back down here are greater than it coming up here. Although we're trading roughly, what, 50%, I believe, right now. Let's double check that. Yeah, we're right at 50% to the move where the market is right now, which is interesting. That's also 50% basically of this range too. 15-minute range. Makes it really difficult to figure out which way the market wants to go. So there's 50% right on top of it, right?
Order filled.
To go down then up though. That doesn't look good.
Order filled.
So we can goof when you're in sim. So I sold right up there. Market can go down quicker than it can go up. Playing this parallel trend line. Trying to catch the breakout of this trend. Maybe buying into close. Really don't want to be in it if it gets above that. See how this bar finishes out.
Stop filled. These bars aren't real helpful though. They're not Order submitted.
Trend line's holding.
Order canceled.
Little coil pattern, I guess. Which way does this want to go? Is this a false breakout going up to send it down? That's what I really think is going to happen. But until you see it, it means nothing. Really haven't had a good green or red bar here. This red bar closed in the middle of the range. That's why I guess it's best to trade a morning session. The afternoon session on a Friday is just a waste of time. Whichever side it closes on, we're going to take it. It wants to break out right now, but was it false? Easier trades when you have these big bars like this. This is a big bull bar. This is a big bear bar. This was the first 5 minutes of the market. This went down to the low. This one went up. For the most part, you only had one here going up to the R2. This was the best part of the day, and then you had this movement down into this trading range. Right back up to this line here again. Went right down to that line. Head and shoulders.
Order filled. Order filled.
False breakout going one way, coming back the other. Can it break through this line there? Where do we not want to see get back to? I guess the 100 bar EMA. Can it push here? That's the 200 bar EMA right there. It's also a 2P target from entry point. Make sure we get something out of this.
Stop filled.
Finally getting a bar. Still has 2 minutes to finish though. Bouncing off the 200 bar EMA. Hear that? Like I said, I am not a fan of trading ranges. So all this trading that we did and less commission costs, I'm probably a break even. Here's the sim. It says $70. So probably everything I did here, I'm probably like up 20 bucks or something. That's why trading is so hard. I've tried to eliminate so many things in my trading charts. So I'm going to be done. That's it for Friday. So EMAs, pivot points, 15-minute. I did. If I smushed this together, I think I talked about that. Yeah, this is the low. Back when we went down here on the 21st of November, we had a nice sell-off. Here's your 15-minute range today. Looks big until you look at it from here, right? So 23, let's see here, what's the low of that bar right there? So our low is 23,904. And I believe our high is off this bar right there. 26,399 and a half. So is that, let's figure that out. How far is that high versus low? 26,399 and a half minus 23,904. So it's 2,495.5 points. Times 4 would be ticks, right? $9,982 ticks, I suppose. Almost 10,000 ticks. I think that's correct. So that in a nutshell is all I want to talk about for the most part today. So it looks like that flex funded might be where I'm going next. Get funding instantly with Lucid Direct or pass a Lucid test and move to Lucid Pro. So the Flex account. And they got the Flex evaluation. Account activation fee is free. I do like the end of day better than the max trailing drawdown that whatchamacallit has. Yeah, look at that. That's just ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Had an opening. Well, if you could have caught this move here. Look at that. Such a nice move going up today. Had this line here. That line. This started at 9 in the morning though. But there are still two really good trades in the morning. There was this one here, and there was this one there, and the third decent trade was this one coming down. You could have been done with your day by 11 o'clock this morning. That's usually my goal overall, is to be done by 11:30 on a Friday. Oh, you're selling off. I don't care. Let the market do what I'm beat. I'm worn down. I got hit on 2 evaluation accounts. I'm down closing in on my Lucid failure. Looks like that LucidFlex will be probably what I'll end up getting and putting to the side at some point, and then trading it later on. I'm honestly waiting for QuantGuard, waiting for Miles to put up here his copy trader. He says it's coming soon. So this is all I have right now in my accounts. And the most important one is this PA that I'm trying to keep and hold and get to a payout. So this one is the one that went down to just trading 2 micros in it. No more than 4 right now with current volatility on the 50K. This Lucid probably go to a flex if I get another account. All right. So overall, you see, I don't know how you trade that. I mean, that's inside a range, and it's really difficult to trade inside a range. What you really need is a breakout bar and then follow through behind that. But it is Friday, and most of the big traders are gone for the weekend now. So you're playing these. I get burned when these little bitty bars. So you start looking at the size of the 5-minute bar, right? Guess, so you're looking, let's see here. What else do we have to choose from? Volume bars? Range bars? Let's see what the volume bar looks like. 2000 tick kind of is a neat thing to look at. So you look at tick chart, and we're looking at tick charts. You have this big bar right here. That's 2,000 ticks at 12:30. That's a big bar, and then it didn't do anything. Let's go back to. So here's the 9:30. There's the 9 o'clock move. Market opens up here. So 9:30 comes in right here, goes up, comes back down, goes up, and we're looking at time related. It's 9:23 to 10 a.m. So that's about what? A little over 30 minutes. So that's a tick chart 2000. Let's go after 1 o'clock right now and look and see how far we can see. Look at that bitch going right back up. Oh, wow. Massive fake out there. You can see it big time on the 2000 tick chart. So 11, let's go back to when lunch roughly happens around, people start looking around 11:30. So remember we had looking at 45 minutes before, it was what, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Now 11:30 to 12:50 over here, an hour and 20 minutes, so a lot more time goes by. And you're looking at the lunch period itself at 12, right here. So here's 12, and almost 2 hours. So before, this area right here is 2 hours of activity to get another 2,000. This is why the ticks are good at times. And I've thought about using tick charts again. It's just a matter of what tick chart do I want to use. I'm trying to learn on the 5-minute chart right now. I used to trade the tick charts in crude oil. Pretty good, actually. MNQ's been kicking my ass for many years now, and I've thought about actually going back trading the ES. ES is a little bit more forgiving, and the micro ES, of course I'd have to put the things on it. And you have the Dow. So I've been thinking about the Dow or the ES, going back to trading that. And MNQ is just, it's a beast. Honest to God, it's a beast. So, oh, here you go. Here's a good representation. So what are we looking at? All these bars here. This was at 8 o'clock last night to 8 o'clock. So there's a 12-hour span of time right there. That's what the tick charts are good for, because what you're looking for is volatility. So then if you go back and look at this, you start seeing the volatility is in the market. So here's 8, here's a 9 a.m. Let's go. Here's 9 a.m. and there's 9:55. Before we saw 12 hours of activity. Now you're seeing 1 hour of activity on this chart right now. That's why I used to trade, because when you get the better volatility like this, you have better trade setups. When the market slows down, like at lunchtime that we talked about here, that 12 o'clock area, you have almost 2 hours of activity right here. Doesn't look so big when you're looking at it this way, does it? That 2000 tick chart made it look huge. Huge. Let's go back to seeing that again. Yeah, look at that. That breakout right there is like wow, that's a big move. And then you look at it on the 5-minute time frame. It's like, oh, not so big. All right. I think that's got to be an hour of me talking today. We did some fun stuff there along the way. Hope you enjoy it. I'm treating the evals a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing with the eval. I knew the Lucid had that LucidFlex, so I was trying to pass the Lucid account in 20 days. I had 3 losing days in a row. If it would have went the other way for me, I would have been to the 53,000 mark. It did not. I still have that account. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. I certainly won't renew it with the Flex, so I probably will buy a Flex account and allow that to be my new Lucid account. I've been looking at take profit. Well, the top 5 that I've been looking at, and this is from Nutty Bar. I know no one's listening to me anymore, but this just me talking. See where I put that at. Top 5 prop firms, if I can find it. Here you go. Lucid, Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, Trade Day, Apex. I wouldn't mind trying out Take Profit Trader. I did try Tradeify. I like them, and I like Lucid. Apex, I'm probably going to be moving away from them as time goes on. I'm not a fan of max trailing drawdown. Bottom line, I don't like how I don't like how you have a great trade and then you have to, instead of letting it flow on a good day, you have to get up there and take that profit and then re-enter again because you don't want it to fall too far behind, because all of a sudden you got a high and a low, and and with end of day you can keep going after a trending day and just keep adding and keep going and not worrying about where that trailing is coming at, because it's gonna look at the end of day. Now you might have an account high of $500, but you might close out at 250. So at end of day, it's not going to be at that 500. It's going to be at that 250, less the $2,000 coming behind it, until you obviously get above the threshold that you need to be above. I just favor end of day. I just think that's more in tune with how traders trade, how I used to trade before all this prop firms stuff. That'll do it. Hour 20. Let's get out of here. Have a blessed day. Today, again, was this Friday, December 5th, 2025. We still holding our PA account, and I will not renew EA 210 when it's up for payment, which I believe is around the 20th, 21st, or somewhere in that area, maybe Christmas Eve. If it comes down to paying that fee or waiting, I'll just drop the account. I'm not going to pay, I think it's like $80, $90 to renew it, because the Apex is not giving good deals right now. What I like, another reason I like Lucid and Tradeify and some of these others, is that they don't have an activation fee. And right now the activation fee with Apex is all over the charts. I did activate PA28 at $40, but if you don't pass your EA in a certain amount of time, which you just don't want to accumulate days. What I don't want to have is get that 80% or 70% discount and then have to pay another $80, $90 onto it. That's subscription fee based. I'm kind of pulling away from Apex with the subscription base. I might at some point be done with Apex for a while, unless, obviously if I get a payout with PA28, excuse me, when I get a payout with PA28, then I'll probably, that'll justify maybe buy another EA. I just don't know if 90% deal probably gets me interested. A true 80% deal with an 80% subscription based behind it probably gets me interested. But what they're doing right now with 80% off and then 50%, making you pay almost $100 to renew it, where other prop firms, you're all in and no activation fee, one-time fee. I like that model a little bit better for the way that I trade. All right, Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading. This is Trade Crazy. I'm out of here. Today again, December 5th, 2025. I will link in the comments where my live trading took place today. I didn't really particularly care for that live trading, but it was showing you how to trade inside a trading range. I hate trading inside a trading range. Congestions and trading ranges and all that bullshit. It's tough. It's difficult. It's not the way I like to trade. What I like to trade is I've got to trust myself when the market's really moving, like when the market opens up at 9:30 up to the 11 a.m. You see these big bars, right? From here, 9:30 to right here, maybe even as far as here, 11:55, right before 12. There's basically big, nice size bars in here, making it a lot easier to make decisions. That is where I believe my sweet spot is as it relates to trading, finding these big bars and then just holding on and not and just 5-10 trades inside that area. My biggest issue right now is how much risk per trade, and that's where my hesitation is right now. Managing the risk, right? Managing the risk. All right, let's get out of here. God bless. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Put together an hour and 24 minutes and 30 seconds. We're out in the stream.